I found you. And a lot of people, when they say, I need some leaders in my organization, they just put leaders, they go to the airport of life, you know, leaders. Any leaders out there? Leaders. Let me explain something to you. My name's John, I'm your friend. Leaders aren't looking for you. They already have a job. The only people who are looking for you are losers. They don't have a job. They're looking for somebody to rescue them, make their day, make their life. You see, you're only going to find a leader if you know what they look like. And you're not going to do it by sticking your leadership hand up in the air. They're not looking for you. They're not waiting for you. They're not hoping for you. They're leaders. Now, there's another kind of person that picks me up at the airport. And they don't know me either, but they have one of my books. And in the back of my books is my picture. And so they got the back of the book, and they're looking at my picture, and they're watching people come through security doing this stuff. And all of a sudden they close the book and they stand there and say, "You're John Maxwell." I said, "Yes, I am." "How did you know?" "What? Got your picture." Hopefully it's one of my newer books. Now they found me. They found me because they knew what I looked like. If I were in your business, the first thing I would do is I would develop a profile of who I am looking for. When I wrote the 21 qualities of a leader, I wrote it for that reason. It's a picture book of what a leader looks like. And I wrote it for that reason because I wanted people to have a picture. This is what a leader looks like. So when you see one, you can recruit them. The second thing they do really well, they not only recruit people really well, they position people really well. They put them, as Jim Collins would say, on the right bus and put them on the right seat in the bus. They know how to position people well because they realize that if they can position them in their strengths, oh my gosh, life gets good. And thirdly, they equip them very well. They really understand how to take a person and train a person and equip them to be successful. Now, this is one of my strengths. I'm a major equipper. I know how to train people. I know how to equip people. Again, we've equipped 6 million leaders around the world. We're doing amazing things in Guatemala now. We have over 400,000 people in Guatemala going through leadership value roundtables right now. We are in equipping. I know equipping. And there are 5 steps to equipping people. I'm going to give them to you right now because they're very simple. And they'll work at Plexus. They work everywhere. They work in my life. They'll work in your life. Just 5. And what's beautiful about the 5 steps of equipping I'm going to give you right now is that they're all simple. And every one of you in this room can do them, even the person on your left. Yeah. They can do it. I know you don't think so, but they can. So just don't say anything. Just look at them and say, yes, yes, you can. Yeah, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. 5 steps. You ready? Number 1, I do it. Step number 1 of equipping people has nothing to do with equipping people. It has everything to do with you. If you don't do it yourself, you can't train someone else to do it. I'm absolutely shocked at the people that are in training programs that are worthless. Totally worthless. If you stuck a gun in their back, they couldn't build a business. And yet they're saying, follow me. The first step of equipping somebody to do something is you have to do it yourself. We teach what we know, but we reproduce who we are. So if you're going to reproduce leaders and productive people and people that can build a business, you've got to be that person yourself. I do it. If you don't do it, don't train someone else to do it. Don't be a travel agent sending people where you've never been yourself. And by the way, listen to me carefully, because this is a huge thing in direct marketing business. Remember, I said it. Step one is I do it. I didn't say step one was I did it. If you did it, you're not a leader, you're a history teacher. Go to class and teach history. Talk about the good old days because you don't have any of them now. So it's I'm doing it. I'm doing it all the time. I'm doing it this week, I'm doing it next week, did it yesterday, do it tomorrow, come with me, I'm going to show you, I do it, I do it. Step one, I do it. And if you don't do it, don't do it. Don't go training someone else. Don't pass on don't pass your incompetence on to someone else. Oh my God, stay with me. I'll just stay with me. I'll take you to a level of ineffectiveness that you've never been in. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, one, I do it. Number two, I do it and you're with me. All equipping training has to be side by side. They have to see someone. They have to visualize. They have to be in the experience of watching someone do what they're going to be required to do. I do it, you're with me. I'm the example. Watch me. I'm good at this. And by the way, when I'm done that evening, we go out for a cup of coffee and I explain to you how I did it. And you ask questions. I'm your mentor. I do it, you're with me. So step three is you do it and I'm with you. There comes a time when they've watched you do it enough that you say, okay, I'm going to give you the ball now. But I'm going to stay with you too. We're still side by side. And I'm going to watch you. And I'm going to make sure and I'm going to tweak you. I'm going to say, now, let me explain something. If you don't ask that question, but you go here, it's going to be a lot better. And you start really coaching them. They're playing the game, but you're in the game with them. Okay, I do it, you're with me, you do it, I'm with you. Step number 4 is you do it. When I finished equipping you, there is an expectation, that is that you're going to keep on doing it. Now, most equipping programs stop there. And they miss what I call the magic of number 5. Because number 5 is where everything turns incredible for your business. Trust me, this is the best thing I'm going to tell you all day. Because I'm going to teach you now not only how to add to your business, I'm going to teach you how to compound your business. And I know all about compounding. I'm going to tell you how to compound your time, energy, effort, influence, and money. It's step 5. Step 5 is you do it. And someone is with you. You never start equipping someone until they promise to equip someone after you've equipped them. If you aren't going to turn around and equip somebody after you finish equipping you, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with you because you're what I call a dead-end street. And you don't build a business with dead-end streets. So before I ever start equipping you, I'm going to say, now let me explain something. I'm going to give you a lot of time. I'm going to give you a lot of energy. I'm going to give you my best. But let me tell you something. I expect you to turn around and do the very same thing. And so who's it going to be? And we figure out who you're going to equip before I equip you. And we get it all lined up. Because that's how you reproduce. That's how you compound everything in your life. That's how we took in 19 years for nobody trained as leaders of the world to 6 million in every country. We didn't train anybody unless they promised to train 10 other people. That's just the way it was. We didn't even let them in the building. In fact, after our first training session, they weren't allowed to come back to the second training session 6 months later until they had 10 names and emails of people that they were that presently training. If you weren't training somebody, you didn't get back in another training program. We don't want you. You are a dead-end street. You ain't going nowhere. And you don't want to take trips with people that ain't going nowhere. Because they ain't going nowhere. My name is John. I'm your friend. And by the way, you qualify people on the front end, not the back end. I wish I had another 30 minutes to teach you what I call upfront expectations. The conversation you have with mature people in your first meeting, where you look across the table and say, let me explain to you how this game is about to be played. And when I'm done, you probably won't want to be on my team. And guess what? That'll be a good thing, because I won't want you on my team. I'm not looking for a bunch of people. I'm looking for a few people. Not looking for everybody. Everybody never built anything. Mass movements don't begin with a mass. They begin with a few people. A few committed people. Okay, level number 5. Level number 5 is the pinnacle level. The key word at the pinnacle level is respect. I'm sorry, I pushed the wrong button. Dear God, it's 2 colors and I get confused. You get respect at this level, and you get respect because at this level, they follow you because of who you are, who you represent. Now, you don't need to worry about level 5. If you do levels 2, 3, and 4 well, the people within the company will put you at level 5. Here's the way it works. You come into the company on level 1. You earn the respect of the company by doing 2s, 3, and 4 well. And if you do them well, they'll put you on level number 5. That's a fact. Does that make sense? And by the way, you lead your people based on what level you're on. So when you're getting ready to cast vision to your people, remember, they'll receive your vision not by what you say, they receive your vision by what level they're on. If they're on level number 1 and you say, this year, 2018, we're going to have to work harder than we ever have before, people on level 1, they're looking for the exits. They're saying, oh my God, I had no idea we're going to have to work. That's asking for too much. Level 4 people are saying, let's go get them. They're ready to charge hell with a water pistol. Same vision. Are you with me? Same vision, same person, same company. It's received based on what level you're on. So what you want to do is you want to take 10 people. And you want to take the 10 people you're leading, you've got to ask yourself, what level are they on with me? Because you have to lead them differently. And when you read the 5 levels book, we'll teach you how to do that. And when we come in and do training, we'll help you do that some more. Now, I have 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I really want to have 7 or 8 minutes, but I don't have 7 or 8 minutes. And the reason I don't have 7 or 8 minutes is because you're just a great audience. And you just pulled out more than I planned on giving you. You understand? I just looked at you and I thought, oh, they'll need it. Oh, this will help. This will help. And so it's truly your fault. Now, but let me just give you one nugget. Oh, I'm just writing this. It's coming out in Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. Now, if you have Developing the Leader Within You, the first one, the good news is you have it. The bad news is 89% of what you're reading is no longer true. I can't believe I just said that. I'm just laughing at myself, excuse me. Just having a moment here, okay? And it comes out in February, okay? And if you want the first copies, if you really do, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can get them at Amazon, you can go get them at bookstores, you can get them everywhere because they're going to be out. But if you want the very first copies, if you just go to our webpage, John C. What is it, Chris? Are you in here? What's our webpage? There's a webpage. Oh, that's it. Thank you, Chris. JohnMaxwell.com. Follow me, follow me. Follow me. I cracked myself up. If you just go to JohnMaxwell.com and you can order it, and you'll get the first ones. Now, but here's what I want to teach you. Oh, this is good. Do I get 4 minutes left? Oh, they just gave me a couple more minutes. Okay. This is so exciting. This is the highlight of my day right here. Okay. I've spoken around the world. You have to understand. I know the different cultures, and there's one thing, and only one thing, that all leaders have in common, regardless of culture, age, gender, company, it doesn't matter. There's only one thing that all leaders have in common, but they all have this in common. So I want to give it to you. All leaders see more than others see, and they see before others see. That's what distinguishes you as a leader. If you're in a group and you see more than others see, in other words, you see a bigger picture, and you see before others see, then you're the leader. Or let me reverse it for a moment. If you're in a group of 10 people and everyone else sees it but you, you're not the leader of the pack. Do we understand that? Okay? So, that being true, they see more than others see, and they see before others see. What that helps us do is this. When I started off many, many years ago as a leader, seeing before others saw wasn't such a big deal. Seeing more than others saw was the big deal. But it's changing. Because of social media, all of a sudden, seeing before others see is probably even a greater advantage than seeing more than others see. I was getting ready to speak for a company recently, and their theme was fast forward. And so I was on an iPod cast with them, and they were asking me what fast forward meant to me. And I said, well, fast forward means, first of all, fast means faster. And what I'm going to explain to you is this. If you're looking at tomorrow and thinking it's going to slow down, you're delusional. It's not slowing down. It's going to become faster. There is no such thing as tomorrow letting you catch your breath. Fast is faster tomorrow than it is today. And forward is shorter. Now get this combination. It's short. When I started as a leader, I used to teach 10-year long-range planning programs. Here's your long-range planning program for 10 years. Mid-range was 5 and short-range was 2. Now, long-range is 18 months. Forward is shorter and fast is faster. So the question is, if all leaders have this in common, they see more than others see, and they see before others see, which is true, then how do I get more? And how do I get more before? Because if I can get more, which I can because I grow as a leader, and if I can get more before, then all of a sudden it becomes incredible the insight and the success that I have. Because remember this, in before, remember this, the fastest person doesn't win the race. I was having dinner a few years ago with Gail Devers. I'm sorry, I just had to pull the name out. It took me a moment. Senior moment, okay. Gail Devers. In fact, Margaret and I were in a car the other day. She said, John, we're forgetting everything. And she said, but I got a plan. I said, what is it? She said, you remember who we are, and I'll remember where we're going. And it's just getting better with the plan, okay? And I was having dinner with Gail Devers, and she is the most decorated track Olympic champion in America's history. And she won medals in 3 Olympics. And when I was having dinner, she was trying out for the 4th Olympics, of which she was running 100-meter races with girls young enough to be her daughter. And so we had a wonderful, delightful athlete, incredible. And I looked at her right towards the end of in the meeting, and I said, Gail, I've been thinking about this all dinner. I think if you and I raced, I could win a 100-yard race with you. I wish you could have seen her. She just looked at me. She said, what do you mean? I said, what I mean is, I think I could win a 100-yard race if you and I raced. She said, you're kidding me. I said, no, I'm not kidding. She looked at her and said, did you know what he said? I said, yeah, I heard what he said. And she looked right back at me. This is a statement beyond her belief meter. I mean, she's looking at the Pillsbury Doughboy. And she's ready to take her high heels on. She's ready to go outside and run a block with me to show me that I can't win a race. And I got her right on the edge, exactly where I wanted her. I mean, she was ready to challenge me to 100, or at least a block race out there in front of the restaurant. And I looked at her and I said, Gail, listen to me carefully. I'm quite convinced that if you and I raced for 100 yards, that I could win if you gave me an 80-yard head start. And she said, oh, well, sure, 80 yards, of course, yeah. Now, let me say something about the 80 yards. I thought long and hard about the 80 yards. Honestly, I wanted to say 70. But I wasn't quite sure. 80, the fat boy can roll over. And we all had a laugh at it. And then let me just explain to you something. The fastest person doesn't win the race. It's the one who gets started first. Can I tell you something? In the next couple of years, there's not going to be a first, second, third. There's just going to be a first. Trust me. And the ability to see it quickly, the ability to see it and seize it quickly is huge. And I'm out of time. But I have good news for you. Although I can't tell you any more about leaders seeing more than others seeing, leaders seeing before them see. When you get developing the leader within you, 2.0 is chapter 7 on vision. And how do you take this vision and see more than others see, and how you see before others see. So I just want to say to Plexus, Alec, Carl,